Hey there friends, what's going on today? David Potts here with Song Notes. I want to do a quick Q&A video answering a question that's come in that a few of you have asked over the last couple years. This has to do with counting and beats per minute, right? And the tempo that we play a song, the speed that we play a song. Carl, you most recently asked about this. You're asking about the Cat Stevens song, Wild World. I teach that in a previous lesson. You ask about how I write it up at 150 beats per minute, right? Which is a faster tempo, right? But other folks write it up at 75 beats per minute. Now, if you're mathematically astute, you might realize that 75 is half of 150, and that's going to be a really important part of the answer to this question. But Carl and everyone else curious about this, let me explain why I used 150, why you could also use 75, and how they will give you the exact same output. You can play this song exactly at Cat Stevens speed, and depending on how you count it, it won't matter, right? What will matter is how you space out those strums within the counting, and I'll demonstrate exactly what I mean right here, right? So first, big picture, let's look at the song. At a glance, it looks like this, right? The verse, if I played the chords just once, so you understand, I'm not even going to count. I just want to keep a steady rhythm and make sure you understand the tune of this song, right? So, now that I lost everything to you, you say you want to start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. And we go to the chorus eventually. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Da, 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 da. And it's hard to get by just upon a smile. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's me just strumming through the song, one strum per chord. Now, how would we count that? Again, the short answer to your question, Carl, and anyone else curious about this, you can either count this with a faster, sort of doubled beats per minute, right, 150, or you can count it slower with a half BPM, so to speak, 75 beats per minute. It won't change necessarily how you play it. It's going to change just how you space out the counting. Let me demonstrate this for you right here. Now, the first thing to understand is that there are going to be implied strong beats. Not every beat is treated equally as far as where the accents or emphases go. This is different from song to song. For Wild World, if we count it at 150 beats per minute, right, the faster count, it's going to be the 1 and the 3 count. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What I'm doing right now is 75 beats per minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what I did right there, I maintained the same physical strumming speed with my strumming hand, and I was changing between counting it at 150 beats per minute and 75 beats per minute. You can use either. The reason I did 150 beats per minute is I love how it effectively takes the chord progression the song uses, and it just so happens that if we counted at that speed, 150 beats per minute, it's going to be one measure per chord. And one measure, in this case, means 4 beats, 4 counts. And that is just nice and clean. One measure of A minor, one measure D7, then to G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, D minor, 2, 3, 4, E. I love that it's just one measure per chord. We're never having to strum to go to a different chord in the middle of any given measure. I just like how clean and simple that is. And likewise for the strumming, it's going to be all 8th notes. We don't have to worry about 16th notes at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, there is an appeal to that, and that appeal might not be obvious, but when I show you how it looks if we write it up at 75 beats per minute, you might understand why I chose to do the 150 route, right? If we do 75 beats per minute, it's the same chord progression. But just notice here how we have fewer measures, which you might think of as good, but there's more going on in each measure, right? 1 count will start a chord, and on the 3 count we'll switch. Then on the 1 count we'll play a new chord, and on the 3 count we'll switch. For example, that would sound like this, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and it's fewer measures, which is good, but there's more going on in each measure, which is bad. And the strumming in particular is where it gets a bit tricky. We're going to take the same strumming pattern we had before, right? Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. But if you write it up, you're going to do that strum twice for every 4 count measure. Okay, see how I have it up written right here? We're going to count to 4. We're going to have to use eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're actually going to also have to use 16th notes to capture some of those strums. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and if you counted 16th notes so sort of straight through, it'd be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So here is why I chose to use 150 beats per minute instead of 75 beats per minute. It is for simplicity for you, the student, right? I would rather us have more beats per minute, which in a way seems more complicated and more noisy as far as your metronome or your drum machine goes. But the good part about that is we don't have to deal with 16th notes at all. It's going to be just eighth notes, and it's also going to be one measure for every chord. I love how clean that is. So whether you're like me and you choose to write this song up at 150 beats per minute, or like some of the other folks who create sheet music for this song, you write it up at 75 beats per minute, both will work, right? Both will yield you the same output, the same end result. It's just a matter of how we count and how we strum within the counting is going to be a little bit different depending on which we use. So to Carl and anyone else curious about this, I think you could play the song either way. Just know that if you use a really fast BPM, it's going to mean you're going to have more measures, but you're going to avoid those 16th notes, and you're typically going to have one strumming pattern for every measure, which again, I think is nice and simple and good. And I like that as a teacher who's trying to keep things simple for just folks getting into guitar and wanting to have a good time. Now you could use the smaller, the lower number beats per minute, but then you're going to get in the world of 16th notes and you might have to have more chord changes within every given measure. Now this is going to be a song to song thing. There's not necessarily one magic answer that's going to work in all cases. I know I got this same question for Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver. I think I have the higher BPM for that. And someone wrote in asking, hey, I put on my metronome, it seems really fast. Here's a general trick you can use. If you're following my beats per minute or someone else's and they're really high, cut that number in half. As long as the song is in 4/4 time, which most songs are, you can cut the beats per minute in half, put on the drum machine, put on the metronome, and then you can hear how your strong beats will be spaced out a little bit more, right? But it's going to let you play along. Likewise, if you have a really slow beats per minute, you can double it. And again, your strong beats will then change accordingly, but it's going to work out and you can get the same end result either way. So I hope that helped y'all, Carl, and anyone else curious about this. So over on my lesson page for this, lesson 602, I'll do a separate video for me playing through the verse and the chorus for this song with the notes on screen for 75 beats per minute, and I'll do a separate video of 150 beats per minute. And that way you can hear me playing the song. The playing will be the same, right? It'll sound the same to the ear. It'll sound just like Wild World. And as far as your perceived tempo, it's going to sound just like Cat Stevens, right? But how we count it, you can either use the faster beats per minute or the slower divided in half beats per minute, right? That's a choice you can make, and anyone writing up sheet music, they're going to make those choices as well. I just want to make sure you understand this. This is one of those tricky, arbitrary things that someone writing up notes, describing music is going to have to make an editorial decision, right? And sometimes, you know, like me, I use the 150 beats per minute because I think it makes for an easier to read document. Other folks are going to use 75 beats per minute, and they might have their own good reasons. Again, you can do either. Anyone writing up a song can do either. But in the end, you'll get the same result as far as what you're playing, assuming you're counting and spacing out your beats correctly. All right, so I hope you found that helpful, Carl, and anyone else asking. And I'll see you all in the next lesson. If you all have a question, feel free to hit me up. Email is the best way to get to me. And the Song Notes community forum is likewise a great place to post stuff that you want to get some feedback from me on. So I'll see you all in the next lesson. And until then, my friends, take care and bye-bye.